Hold on tight, because the music world just witnessed a full-blown meltdown. King C didn't just push back, he completely destroyed Rich D's career plan in a way nobody saw coming. How does one artist take down another so fast? Was it a calculated move, pure luck, or did Rich D seriously underestimate the wrong person? Fans are losing their minds, social media is on fire, and the comment sections are erupting with one question: did Rich D really mess with the wrong one? Secret deals, shady backroom tactics, and whispered rumors have all collided into this explosive moment. Every move Rich D made to climb the ladder backfired spectacularly, and King C's response? Unstoppable. If you thought you knew the story, think again. This drama has layers of betrayal, cunning strategies, and jaw-dropping revelations that will leave your jaw on the floor. Buckle up, because we're diving into every shocking detail, and by the end, you'll understand why King C is untouchable and Rich D might never recover from this catastrophic blunder. Are you ready to witness the fallout? As the scandal deepened, Rich D's attempts to control the narrative began unraveling faster than anyone could imagine. Every supposed ally, every carefully planted story, every move he thought would cement his dominance started blowing up in his face. Anonymous sources revealed that Rich D had been in talks with several high-profile collaborators, promising joint projects and exclusive releases to bolster his reputation while secretly undermining King C. Yet all of these efforts were meticulously documented by King C's team, who had been tracking every meeting, every DM, and every whispered rumor. Fans watching the chaos unfold online noticed the shift immediately. Social media was ablaze with speculation, memes, and commentary dissecting every leaked screenshot and video clip. It wasn't just about music anymore. This had escalated into a cultural moment, a high-stakes chess game played out in public, where Rich D's every move was being scrutinized under a microscope. Leaked audio snippets soon surfaced, featuring Rich D talking to close associates, outlining strategies to discredit King C and manipulate public perception. The clips were filled with arrogance, boasts about controlling industry insiders, and even veiled threats towards anyone who dared to cross him. The timing couldn't have been worse. Just as he was planning to release his next big single, King C dropped his own evidence, including photos, texts, and insider confirmations that left Rich D looking foolish. Fans reacted instantly. Tweets flooded the timeline. Rich D exposed. King C never misses. And you played yourself, Rich. Comment sections exploded with heated debates, with longtime followers of both artists weighing in and dissecting every detail. It became evident that this was no longer a personal feud. It was a full-scale public spectacle where reputation, credibility, and influence were at stake. Meanwhile, industry insiders began stepping forward anonymously, adding fuel to the fire. One source claimed that Rich D had attempted to bribe smaller artists into fake endorsements to make his collab scheme seem legitimate. Another alleged that he had approached certain media outlets with fabricated stories meant to discredit King C. Every revelation painted a picture of someone desperate to maintain a facade of control, someone who underestimated the intelligence and foresight of his rival. The deeper the leaks went, the more Rich D's public image deteriorated. What had once been a slick, untouchable persona began to crack, revealing a man scrabbling to salvage a reputation that was collapsing under the weight of his own deception. Fans watched in astonishment, unable to look away as every new detail seemed to tip the scales further in King C's favor. King C, of course, didn't just wait for Rich D to implode. Strategic releases of evidence and well-timed posts ensured that public interest remained high. Every tweet, story, and post was crafted to maximize impact, exposing Rich D while maintaining King C's position as both a victim of manipulation and a master strategist. Even the media started picking up on the story, with entertainment blogs and online forums dissecting the feud hour by hour. Analysts noted that this level of coordination, this careful orchestration of public perception was rare, even for high-profile celebrities. By the end of the first week, Rich D's attempts at damage control were futile. Every statement he released was met with skepticism. Every denial was overshadowed by the growing pile of evidence against him. It was a textbook example of what happens when arrogance meets preparation, and King C had clearly done his homework. Fans and critics alike were not shy about pointing out Rich D's long history of manipulation. Old controversies resurfaced, from past disputes with fellow artists to leaked contracts and financial scandals. Each incident, once buried or ignored, now served as context for the current debacle. Social media users began creating detailed timelines and breakdowns, mapping Rich D's patterns of deception over the years. The narrative became clear. This wasn't a one-off mistake, but part of a larger, ongoing pattern of behavior. King C's exposure didn't just dismantle Rich D's current plan, it forced a reckoning with the career built on manipulation, empty promises, and inflated self-importance. Online forums were buzzing, fan theories abounded, and even casual observers were tuning in to see what would happen next.
As the story continued to unfold, it became increasingly clear that Rich D's influence and credibility were being permanently eroded. What started as an attempted career sabotage against King C had backfired spectacularly, leaving Rich D exposed, humiliated, and vulnerable. The sheer scale of the public exposure, leaks, insider reports, social media frenzy, and fan scrutiny was unprecedented. King C had not only defended his reputation, but also turned the tables completely, transforming Rich D's schemes into a cautionary tale for anyone thinking they could manipulate the industry without consequence. By the end of Part 2, the damage to Rich D's career was undeniable. His network of support had weakened, his public image had suffered major blows, and King C's victory was becoming increasingly clear. The stage was set for the final phase, where the full consequences and fallout would come into sharp focus, leaving everyone eager to see how Rich D would respond, or if he even could. As the drama escalated, Rich D's attempts to salvage his image began to collapse under the weight of mounting evidence. Every move he made to discredit King C only added fuel to the fire. Insider sources revealed that Rich D had secretly contacted several collaborators, promising joint projects and exclusive releases, while attempting to quietly undermine King C's credibility. Unbeknownst to him, King C's team had been meticulously documenting every interaction, screenshot, and conversation, ready to reveal the truth at the perfect moment. Fans immediately caught on to the unfolding chaos, flooding social media with memes, commentary, and viral clips that dissected each leaked message and video. What was initially a personal feud rapidly evolved into a cultural spectacle, a public chess match where Rich D's every move was under scrutiny, and every misstep amplified for all to see. Leaked audio and video clips soon made the rounds, showcasing Rich D boasting about manipulating insiders, orchestrating fake endorsements, and spreading rumors to tarnish King C's reputation. His arrogance was palpable, his tone dismissive, and his strategy transparent to anyone paying attention. Meanwhile, King C capitalized on these leaks, timing his own posts and releases to maximize the public fallout. Fans reacted instantly, with tweets such as "Rich D exposed" and "King C always wins," trending across multiple platforms. The feud was no longer confined to fan forums. Mainstream entertainment media picked up the story, analyzing every development and framing Rich D as the architect of his own downfall. Even casual observers tuned in, fascinated by the spectacle of someone so calculated, yet so utterly unprepared for the counterattack. Industry insiders began speaking out anonymously, further exposing Rich D's alleged misdeeds. One source claimed he had attempted to bribe minor artists into fake collabs, while another alleged he approached media outlets with fabricated stories to discredit King C. Every revelation painted a picture of desperation, of a man clinging to control while watching his carefully curated image crumble. Fans and critics alike began drawing connections to past controversies, highlighting Rich D's history of manipulative behavior, shady business dealings, and personal vendettas. Each resurfaced incident added context, showing a pattern of arrogance and deceit that King C expertly exploited. The public perception shifted dramatically, transforming Rich D from a powerful figure into a cautionary tale of hubris and overreach. King C didn't merely expose his rival, he orchestrated a strategic, multi-layered campaign that kept fans engaged at every step. Every post, every tweet, every leak was calculated to reinforce his narrative while undermining Rich D's credibility. The media quickly caught on, reporting with a mix of fact and sensationalism, blurring the lines between truth and entertainment. Fans dissected timelines, recreated scenarios, and debated every detail, turning the feud into a full-blown spectacle. Rich D's attempts at damage control were futile. Each public statement or denial was met with skepticism, overshadowed by a growing pile of documented evidence. What had started as an industry rivalry had evolved into a carefully choreographed public spectacle, with King C emerging as the master strategist. The fallout extended beyond social media. Reports surfaced of internal turmoil within Rich D's camp, with executives and collaborators quietly distancing themselves to avoid association with the scandal. His network of support, once thought unshakable, began to fracture under pressure. Fans noted the absence of familiar faces in public appearances and online interactions, speculating that loyalty had eroded. Meanwhile, King C's reputation soared. Not only had he exposed his rival, but he also demonstrated unmatched foresight and tactical skill, turning every attack into an opportunity to assert dominance. The public narrative was clear. Rich D had underestimated King C, and the consequences were swift and unforgiving. Speculation about the long-term consequences for Rich D dominated conversations across forums, blogs, and social media. Some suggested legal repercussions might follow, citing potential breaches of contract, defamation, or collusion with industry insiders. Others debated whether the scandal could damage endorsements, sponsorships, and future collaborations. Every possible scenario seemed plausible, further fueling interest and engagement. The tension was palpable, and King C's team continued to tease additional revelations, promising more evidence that would further destabilize Rich D's already crumbling reputation. Fans eagerly awaited the next installment of leaks and disclosures, knowing that each new revelation could tilt the balance even further. Adding to the spectacle, rumors about Rich D's lavish lifestyle and secretive business dealings began circulating online. Anonymous accounts and fan-generated posts detailed alleged extravagant spending sprees, hidden financial maneuvers, and clandestine meetings. Whether entirely true or exaggerated, these claims captivated audiences and added depth to the unfolding narrative. Memes, reaction videos, and commentary amplified every detail, making the scandal impossible to ignore. Entertainment outlets covered the story extensively, blending verified facts with sensationalized storytelling, which only heightened public fascination. The line between reality and entertainment blurred, creating a continuously evolving story that held the audience's attention for days on end. Rich D's once unassailable credibility continued to erode as the scandal intensified. Collaborators, partners, and even casual fans began questioning his integrity. King C's calculated exposure transformed Rich D's attempt at sabotage into a comprehensive public humiliation. What had begun as a simple rivalry had escalated into a full-scale unraveling of Rich D's career. The meticulous public documentation, strategic timing, and relentless fan engagement ensured that King C maintained the upper hand. By the end of this stage, it was evident that Rich D's influence and reputation were severely compromised, and King C had successfully seized the narrative.
As the final chapter of this saga unfolds, the full magnitude of Rich D's downfall becomes impossible to ignore. His attempts to regain control of the narrative collapsed spectacularly as King C's team unveiled yet another layer of evidence, private messages, audio leaks, and carefully time-stamped documents that not only confirmed Rich D's manipulations, but also painted him as the architect of his own humiliation. Fans erupted across every platform, dissecting each detail, sharing screenshots, and debating the implications. The social media frenzy reached a fever pitch, trending worldwide as the story morphed from industry gossip to a cultural phenomenon. Every celebrity commentator, entertainment news outlet, and fan page had an opinion, and nearly all framed Rich D as a cautionary tale of arrogance and miscalculation. The exposure went far beyond just embarrassing Rich D. Allegations emerged about secret deals with unscrupulous producers, under-the-table financial maneuvers, and attempts to manipulate charts and streaming numbers. Anonymous insiders spoke to the press, claiming Rich D had tried to bribe collaborators, mislead media outlets, and orchestrate fake controversies to overshadow King C's influence. Each revelation was more damning than the last, and with every leak, Rich D's credibility eroded further. The public perception shifted entirely, turning what was once admiration for his cunning into widespread condemnation for his deceit. Fans and critics alike began questioning every previous achievement and collaboration, wondering how much of it had been built on manipulation and subterfuge. Meanwhile, King C capitalized on the growing momentum, strategically releasing snippets of interviews, behind-the-scenes footage, and commentary that further undermined Rich D. Every post was a calculated move to dominate the narrative, ensuring that the story remained in the public eye while Rich D scrambled to contain the damage. Social media exploded with reactions, memes, reaction videos, and discussion threads dissecting each piece of evidence in real time. Fans coined new hashtags, turning the scandal into an ongoing viral event. Even casual observers were drawn in, captivated by the unfolding drama, the meticulous timing, and the sheer audacity of King C's counterattack. As scrutiny intensified, Rich D's professional network began to fracture. Collaborators distanced themselves, public appearances dwindled, and sponsors began to reconsider their partnerships. Industry insiders reported resignations, canceled projects, and internal debates about whether continuing associations with Rich D could be salvaged. The ripple effects extended across multiple sectors, illustrating how one scandal, meticulously executed and timed, could destabilize an entire web of influence. King C's rise, in contrast, appeared meteoric and unassailable. By turning each attack into an opportunity for exposure, he not only defended his legacy, but also demonstrated unparalleled strategic acumen. Fans celebrated every revelation, framing King C as the ultimate victor in this saga. Legal speculation intensified as well. Experts and commentators debated potential consequences, defamation suits, contractual breaches, financial audits, and even probes into alleged misrepresentation within Rich D's business dealings. Rumors circulated of private meetings between legal teams, industry regulators, and major stakeholders attempting to assess the fallout. Though none of these actions were officially confirmed, the mere possibility fueled public intrigue, drawing even more eyes to the story. Rich D, once a dominant figure, now faced a precarious future where each move was scrutinized, each statement dissected, and each attempt at rehabilitation met with skepticism. The public discourse extended into the realm of fan interaction and commentary. Reaction videos, live-stream debates, and podcast analyses dissected each nuance of the feud. Each leak or revelation prompted an avalanche of opinions, creating a feedback loop that kept the scandal alive and relevant for weeks on end. Fans debated not just the facts, but the implications. Could Rich D recover from such comprehensive exposure, or was this the definitive end of his career trajectory? Was King C's dominance absolute, or would new revelations shift the narrative once again? The uncertainty kept audiences hooked, ensuring that the story remained viral and continuously trending across platforms. Even Rich D's personal image suffered irreparably. Social media profiles, previously curated to showcase wealth, influence, and power, became forums for ridicule and critique. Memes highlighted his miscalculations, reaction videos dissected his every word, and fan edits mocked his attempts at damage control.
The contrast with King C's orchestrated, composed, and victorious narrative could not have been starker. Where King C was methodical, composed, and victorious, Rich D appeared chaotic, defensive, and ultimately defeated. The unfolding spectacle became more than just an industry feud. It was a case study in public relations disaster, strategic brilliance, and the power of narrative control in the digital age. The final revelations confirmed the scale of Rich D's missteps. Internal emails, financial discrepancies, and corroborated insider reports suggested that his attempt to dominate King C's sphere had not only failed, but actively strengthened King C's standing. Fans, analysts, and media outlets agreed this was not a simple feud, but a comprehensive defeat in every conceivable sense. King C had managed to turn an attack into an opportunity, using Rich D's overreach against him, and the public response solidified the narrative of Rich D as the architect of his own downfall. Every miscalculation, every misstep, and every deceptive attempt was now public knowledge, leaving Rich D in a position where reputation management seemed nearly impossible. As the saga concludes, King C emerges not only as a defender of his legacy, but as a master strategist, capable of turning adversity into triumph. The fallout for Rich D serves as a cautionary tale. In an age where social media documentation, fan engagement, and public perception can determine careers, missteps can have immediate, irreversible consequences. Fans continue to dissect the story, speculate on scene details, and celebrate King C's cunning. The industry watches, commentators analyze, and the public remains enthralled by a tale of rivalry, strategy, and dramatic exposure. The narrative is now clear. Rich D underestimated King C, overplayed his hand, and suffered the consequences in full view of the world. The final stage is not just a conclusion, it's a demonstration of narrative dominance. King C's methodical exposure of Rich D's schemes, combined with the relentless engagement of fans, has created a scenario where lessons are clear, stakes are high, and the spectacle will be remembered for years to come. In the end, Rich D's career trajectory has been irrevocably altered, while King C's strategic brilliance has been immortalized in the digital annals of industry feuds. Every leak, reaction, and countermove has reinforced the story of how one calculated individual can dismantle another's carefully laid plans with precision, timing, and an unerring sense of public engagement. So, what does all this mean for Rich D, and more importantly, for King C? Was this the ultimate lesson in underestimating someone who knows exactly how to play the game? We've seen secret deals exposed, public humiliation, and a masterclass in turning an attack into a complete victory. The question now isn't just who wins, but how far can King C push this momentum? Will Rich D ever recover, or is this the final nail in the coffin of his so-called empire? Fans are already weighing in, and the debates are hotter than ever. And here's the real kicker. This saga is far from over. Every post, every leak, every fan reaction keeps the story alive. The ripple effects are being felt across the industry, and insiders are hinting at more surprises that could shake things even further. Could Rich D make a comeback, or has King C set an unassailable precedent in handling enemies and rivals? Only time will tell, but one thing is crystal clear. Messing with the wrong person in the world of fame, influence, and social media domination can backfire faster than anyone ever imagined. So what do you think? Did King C handle this perfectly, or did Rich D leave any room for redemption? Drop your thoughts in the comments, let's get the debate going. And if you want to stay on top of every shocking twist, every secret leak, and every epic showdown, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe, and ring the notification bell. Don't miss a single moment of the drama, because in this game of influence, one wrong move can change everything, and we'll be here to expose it all. Stay tuned, stay alert, and remember, the truth